Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. So we have the third place match. We have myself and Baloney TTV up at the top. I'm playing Majespecter and he is on Galaxy. This is a rematch from round number 1, although I didn't do a feature match on it. This is a rematch, which is really funny that we played in round 1 and then we both made it to top cut, and now we're playing the last match of the tournament as well. So we're playing the first and last match of the tournament. It's kind of funny. But this is the third place match, so whoever wins this gets third, the other player gets fourth. Obviously, we both lost the chance to participate in the finals, so this is the quarter finals, or I don't know, actually. I guess it's just the third place playoffs, actually. So he's going to go ahead, and I believe he just won the die roll. So he's going to opt to go first. Makes complete sense. His deck is going first deck. I believe every match that I've spectated him, or we've done a feature match, he's actually won the die roll, which is really funny. So Trade-in's going to activate here, sending Galaxy Brave to the graveyard. He's going to draw 2 cards, use Galaxy Soldier, sending the Photon Orbital. Then Galaxy Soldier is going to go ahead and search for a copy of Vanisher. He's going to special Vanisher and search for a copy of Photon Dragon. Then he's going to go ahead and link those off into a Soul Flare Dragon using the effect to bring back the Photon Orbital, which can equip itself to the Soul Flare Dragon. Then he can go ahead and send it off and grab a second copy of Galaxy Soldier. He can special summon this Galaxy Soldier by discarding the Photon Dragon, and then using Galaxy Zero, he can bring back the Galaxy Soldier. It should be in attack mode. I do correct him here. And then the Nova is going to be summoned, and then the Infinity on top of that. Then he's going to normal summon his Galaxy Knight and use the effect to bring back the Galaxy Eyes Photon Dragon from the graveyard. And he's going to go ahead and turn those into a copy of Photon Lord. So he does have 2 forms of negation. Unfortunately, the Soul Flare can't pop because he doesn't have the right cards in hand. But he does have a really good follow-up in the form of Galaxy Trance. Passes this turn. I draw the Cosmic Cyclone, which is just dead. But then he's going to go ahead and use the effect of Photon Lord to just go ahead and grab Sanctuary. It's fine. Then I go ahead and normal summon Crow, use the effect. He's going to go ahead and negate it, which it doesn't get destroyed due to the Majespecter's conditioning on their card text. I set 3 back row and pass my turn. He draws for turn, drawing into a copy of Galaxy Zero. So he has a pretty stacked hand, honestly. So he's going to use this Photon Sanctuary to get him 2 tokens. And then I believe he's just going to make a second copy of Soul Flare Dragon here. Oh, maybe not. He's going to go into Cypher Blade Dragon over a Rain-Cake Galaxy monster. Then he can target a card on the field and pop it. So he targets my Cyclone. I tell him that's fine. I probably could have Judgmented this. Like, it would have sucked if he targeted the Judgment, but he didn't. He targeted my Cyclone, which is fine. If he targeted the Tornado, I would have been like sure. I would have just used the Crow to go ahead and get rid of it, but... then he's going to go ahead and link off into a copy of Galaxy Eyes Soul Flare Dragon. It's really interesting that he's just opting not to attack here. He's kind of playing into my Tornado, which is interesting. He's going to use the effect to grab back Galaxy Knight, which is going to bring back Galaxy Eyes Photon Dragon. And then he's going to go ahead and turn that into a Prime Photon Dragon. He's going to use Infinity to just suck up a card. And I guess he tries to target Crow, but Crow can't be targeted, so we say that's fine. He doesn't have to resolve it. Then he's going to go ahead and link off into a copy of Heretic Seal of the Heavenly Spheres, so he can bounce something. I tell him that's fine. Galaxy Trance is going to pay 2,000. I might hit this with the Judgment here. I just opt to go ahead and scoop up it, actually. So we're going to go ahead and go into game number 2. There are a lot of watchers in the chat here, which is kind of funny. All the people that have played. So I have to go first this time. I'm going to scale Crow. And then I'm going to scale Cat and Pendulum Summon for Toad. Use the effect of... and Crow, actually. So I'm going to use both effects to go ahead and set a copy of Tornado and search for a copy of Tempest. Then I'm going to go ahead and set the Tempest and pass my turn. So I'm just trying to not play into Lightning Storm. That's why I'm keeping this Cyclone in hand. He's going to go ahead and use Trade-in's effect to discard the Galaxy Eyes Photon Dragon, draw 2 cards. Then he's going to special summon the Photon Thrasher. That's fine. I say that's completely fine. He's going to use Galaxy Knight to go ahead and target the Galaxy Eyes Photon Dragon. I hit this with a Tornado because if I get rid of the Galaxy Knight, obviously it has to lose the 1,000 attack to special summon. So if it doesn't lose the 1,000 attack, it can't special. I did go over that in the previous match. But yeah, anyways, Photon Orbital is targeting the Thrasher. Unfortunately, I make a misplay here. I use Tempest on this. Photon Orbital is a spell effect, so we do correct the game state though. But it was kind of, it would have been nice to get rid of this Photon Orbital. I probably should have just hit it in the hand, but that's fine. Photon Vanisher is going to be added, and then he can go ahead and special summon it and use the effect to search for a Galaxy-Eyes Photon Dragon. So I'm thinking here that it's not that big of a deal because I can just negate his summon with Tempest anyways. So it would have been smart for him to just attack. Actually, he can't attack with either of these monsters right now, so maybe not. He's going to use the effect of Galaxy Soldier to get into a second copy of Galaxy Soldier. Then he's going to go ahead and make Starliege Photon Blast Dragon. Interesting enough, he puts this in defense mode. I feel like he should have put this in attack mode and then just attacked my Fox. And then in main phase 2, just use the Galaxy Soldier, the special the Galaxy Soldier make Infinity. Because at that point, then he has a negate. In this point, like from this from what he's doing, I think he's going to make Nova, and then I'm just going to hit it with the Tempest, which is really not smart on his part. Because he's just going to make the Nova here. He could have just played around this Tempest very nicely, but he just opts not to. So it kills the Nova, and he says he should have played Macabre because if it's sent from in your possession to the graveyard by opponent's card effect, you can summon a Machine Fusion. So he could have summoned Macabre, which would have been really funny, but he opts not to play it. He definitely should have played around that, though, because if he just flipped this Starliege Photon Blast Dragon in attack mode, he could have just attacked over my Fox, playing around the Tempest, and then in main phase 2 he could have just made the Infinity. Then he would have had a negate as well as a card on the field, and I still would have had the Tempest, but he could just negate it, I guess, with anything. Obviously I could have just negated it with Tempest, but it's just interesting to think about. Starliege Photon Dragon is going to go ahead and detach material to summon a Galaxy-Eyes Photon Dragon from the graveyard. Can't be destroyed by card effects because of Photon Blast Dragon's effect. I actually can't target it. I believe it can be destroyed. No, it can't be destroyed. It's literally a Majespecter. So that's actually kind of funny. So I go ahead and Pendulum Summon. And anyways, he was thinking that his Cyber Dragon Infinity was, or Cyber Dragon Nova was protected, but it's not because it never hit the field, so that's why I can Tempest it. I should have probably specified when that happened. So Glass and Fox are Pendulum Summoned, and Fox can go ahead and search me into a copy of Ice Spell for follow-up for the next turn if he happens to destroy my field. I just opt to go ahead and pass my turn here. So he goes in a battle phase and just attacks into my Fox. I go ahead and use Cyclone to pop it, and then he goes go ahead and use the Photon Dragon to attack into my Glass Bell, which I use the Tornado to banish the Photon Dragon. So he was wondering if he could use the Photon Dragon's effect, which says if this card battles an opponent's monster, you can target that monster and this card, both banish them, and then banish both this card from the field and that target, and then return those banished monsters to the field at the end of the battle phase. So on his attack declaration, I use the Tornado, which tributes as cost. So he can't use the Photon Dragon's effect because my monster is not on the field anymore. Which specifically the effect has to banish both this card and that monster. So since it can't banish both, since my monster's not in the field, you can't even use the effect. Then he's going to go ahead and special summon Thrasher from his hand. And he's going to go ahead and pass his turn. So I draw a Crow for turn. And I have this nice Ice Spell in hand that's going to go ahead and do a lot of work. So Ice Spell is going to go ahead and grab me a copy of Glass Bell. Then I'm going to use Glass Bell to grab Snowbell. And he's going to special summon Snow. Or I'm going to special summon Snow. Make Clearwing Synchro Dragon here, which is actually probably the first time it ever came up in this tournament. And it's just going to get synchroed off. And then I'm going to make a Clearwing Synchro Dragon. Then I'm going to go ahead and special summon Crow with a Pendulum Summon and the Fox as well. Both effects are going to get me into a Cyclone and a Tempest. So I have a pop and negate and another negate with Crystal Wing. So Crystal Wing is going to swing over for 900 and then 1,015. And he takes 500 from Ice, which he does now as well. I'm going to set the 2 back row and pass my turn. He activates the Galaxy Trance, which is fine. I let that go through. He's going to go ahead and special summon 2 copies of Galaxy Eyes Photon Dragon and exceeds those off into Prime Photon Dragon. And I believe I just go ahead and let him go into battle phase, and I just Cyclone it. He scoops at that point, which makes sense. Alright, then we're going second this time. He's going to go ahead and start off with a copy of Galaxy Soldier, discarding the Photon Orbital. Then he's going to search, which I'm going to negate with Valor. Then he's just going to use another copy of Photon Orbital in his hand to search for Photon Vanisher, which is going to get him a search for Galaxy Eyes Photon Dragon. Then he can go ahead and link those off into a Galaxy Eyes Soul Flare Dragon and probably bring back this Galaxy Soldier. No, he's opting to go for the Photon Orbital, which is interesting because I don't know if that was the right play. He could definitely make a rank 8 right now. If he grabbed back the Galaxy Soldier, he could have discarded this Photon Dragon and then special or normal summon the Galaxy Knight and then bring back the Photon Dragon, and then he could just make a rank 8. He wouldn't have a pop in that situation because the Soul Flare Dragon has to discard, so maybe he's just valuing the Soul Flare's pop more. But in either case, I draw for turn. I go ahead and hit the Dark Hole on the field. And at this point, I'm free to play, so I go ahead and use Ice Bell, Special Summon Glass Bell. Then I can go ahead and search for Snow Bell. And this is an interesting part right here because you'll see in my deck profile that I'm going to do in a couple days from now. If I was playing the Wind Witch level 7 Synchro, I could have attacked for game here. I could have killed him this turn because I could have made the Wind Witch Synchro with these two and then burn for 800, which would put him down to 66. And then I could normal summon this Crow and Synchro the Snowbell and the Crow into a Chambara. Chambara would do 4,600, and that would put him down to 2,000 life points. And the Wind Witch Synchro is at 2,400, and obviously that is larger than 2,000. So I could have attacked for game if I played the Wind Witch Synchro. Unfortunately, I didn't. So I just go ahead and I noticed that at this point. Well, I was thinking here. Obviously, actually, he took 600 instead of 500, so I guess my math was a little bit off. I was basing off his life points, but anyways, I'm going to make Clearing Fast Dragon and synchro those off in a Crystal Wing, and then I'm going to go ahead and go for Raccoon to search for Fox. Then I'm going to go ahead and go into the battle phase, attack for 4,200. Then I'm going to set this Cyclone and pass my turn, so I have two interruptions, a Destruction and a Negate, Monster Negate specifically. He's going to Kaiju my Crystal Wing, which makes sense. It's obviously just probably the best card to Kaiju there. Photon Thrasher is going to be special summoned here. Then he's going to go into battle phase and attempt to swing over this Bambuku, which I'm just going to Cyclone, obviously, just to get it out of the way. He has nothing else, so he's just going to go ahead and pass his turn. Obviously, he didn't want to play into the Cyclone, because if he just used this Photon Orbital on my Thrasher, I would have just Cycloned it, and then he wouldn't have got a second Surge. So that was, that was smart on his part to not waste a card, pretty much, is what I'm saying. So I'm going to go ahead and go into the main phase. And what's really funny here is I can just go ahead and Scale Fox, Scale Crow, Pendulum Summon, which is completely flexing on him because I just need 600 damage. So yeah, this is damage right here. I believe he leaves before I told him something, but I could have made win with Raccoon and Godarla, and then obviously I would search first of all, but I would make the win, and then I could just special summon back the Godarla, which would have just been extra overkill at that point. But yeah, so there we go. I got third place, which is kind of cool. It took a minute, and we won 2-1. So I mean, there was a little bit of a fight. Game 1 was a little rough for me. But yeah, if you guys enjoyed, go ahead and drop a like. And if you do want to participate in these tournaments, join the link in the description below. It's really fun. The community is really great. And I hope to see you there. See ya.